When the ceiling paint update came out, I was so distracted by horses and the new pack that I didn't really use them to their full potential. I mostly used them for building ranches and like putting wood paneling on the ceiling, but I haven't really experimented too much with them for other purposes yet. And so I thought today we could try to build a house and just go all out with the ceiling paint. Painted ceilings are kind of trendy in real life right now. People are doing all kinds of cool stuff with their ceilings. I've been looking around at some inspiration photos, and as you can see, you can use this in like so many different ways. It just adds so much interest to the room. Now, obviously, we're talking about The Sims here, and ceiling paint in The Sims is probably not as impactful as it is in real life, just because most of the time you aren't actually looking at the ceiling. When this update came out, I got so many comments that were like, why do we care about this? You can't even see the ceiling. And to answer that question, I mean, yeah, maybe, but you can see the ceiling sometimes. And if you're like me and you take a lot of screenshots or you want to get like cool angles of your builds, the ceiling matters, okay? Maybe not as much as it does in real life, but the ceiling still matters. I know, I get it. I play like from this angle too, and you can't see the ceiling like this, but we're gonna try and make this good. I don't know how to explain this, but for some reason, when I think about houses that have like fancy stuff going on the ceiling, I'm picturing all of those like modern farmhouse type things that those YouTubers in LA live in. You know how they all have those like all white houses? Everything's white everywhere. They've got fancy paneling, and they're all like kind of the same when you watch their house tour videos. What I'm picturing is we build a house kind of like that, but then like really deck out the interior as if that YouTuber hired like some really nice interior designer. So I think the exterior is gonna be relatively simple. If I didn't hate Del Sol Valley so much, I would build it there, but I can't bring myself to do that. We're doing San Sequoia instead because first of all, this lot is so cool, but also the lighting is a lot better over here. So I prefer it, okay? All right, I'm thinking about trying something like this. I can acknowledge that it looks really weird, so don't worry, you don't need to tell me that. It's different than what I normally do with my builds. Oh my god, the downstairs is a complete mess. Wait a minute, let me fix it. I got this, it's fine. And then I'm thinking we'll do something like this on the back with just a little bit of a backyard. Okay, and that can be the exterior. Now on the inside, we have to think about floor plan because it's not that big. And obviously the main goal and inspiration here is the ceiling. So we need to have enough space to really do that. I'm not really sure where to put the staircase. I think the corner right here might make sense. All right, here's the vision. This becomes a little hallway and we've got a door into a bathroom and a door into the garage from there. So this is like the main entrance from the garage. Front door will go somewhere on this wall, maybe here. Maybe it'll be big. I haven't decided that part yet. I'm gonna make this part a little bigger and I think I'm gonna put the kitchen along this wall. Obviously different counters. I'm just kind of thinking about spacing right now. If we wanted to, this could probably be a little bit bigger also. So I guess I'll lay out the main living space kind of like this. We'll have a TV on this wall, there's a big kitchen, and then maybe there could be like a little desk or something right here. I'm not really sure about this. This part is strange. I'll need to rethink this front part once I pick windows, but I kind of want to do the floor plan first. Upstairs, I guess we'll have one big bedroom right there, and then maybe there could be two more bedrooms that are smaller. Obviously with those being the kids' bedrooms, I want to like really do something fun. There's a couple like super cool ceiling tiles. Look at this. This one's kind of like pink and blue clouds. And then this one has like constellations on it. I don't know, I kind of want to try and use that as the main inspiration and then decorate the rooms to match. I was gonna say what happens if I try to open up the ceiling right here, but I need to fix some things because we're having some clipping problems. Don't mind me. Just remove the trim on that part. Okay, slight problem, I guess, is that we only have one bathroom in this house and it's downstairs. I think I'll have the garage maybe have laundry in it and like some skill building items, but it's okay if there's only one bathroom, I think. We don't need another bathroom. I could make one of these into a bathroom. I just would prefer to have more bedrooms. Well, now that we have this layout figured out, let's just delete everything and then furnish it for real. I would love to do some kind of fancy features like these nice columns. I definitely won't have the door be this light wood, but maybe I could have it be a darker color. Ooh, that wood flooring is beautiful. This front part's a little bit weird, so I'm kind of trying to make it look more like a house. I got so distracted by the floor plan that I kind of just forgot about the outside of the house. You know, it might be helpful to have like windows or something, maybe. I think I'm just gonna paint the whole house white on the outside. Again, a little bit inspired by those LA YouTuber houses. I like the simple gray shingle. A couple of columns on the those edges as like a trim piece make a huge difference. It's hard for me to do stuff like this that's like all white. What do you think about a different texture on the driveway from the pathway? And then maybe I could use this same texture as the back patio? Ooh, I could try and match the garage door to the front door. I think immediately that makes a huge difference. And then we can go in and add some little windows, sort of like, I don't know, maybe these. I think that's coming together really nicely. Plus, we've got a reasonable amount of windows in these front bedrooms, and I like how the windows look in the stair landing area. This part, unfortunately, is the kitchen, so a big window like that might not be the vibes, but we'll figure it out. It's gonna be fine. Couple windows, one in the hallway, one in the bathroom. Should I put a couple windows on the side too? It'd be nice to have one in the garage. Yeah, I think that works perfectly for the outside. Oh, I guess I need to get, wait, couple more windows over here. Don't want to forget the other side. Yeah, I think that the outside of this is beautiful. I think I want to do a little stone on the chimney. And now we must try to landscape, which I don't really know how I want to do. I'm gonna use some debug. I think specifically some cottage living debug, just because I love the trees and flowers from that so much. Also, we're not on a foundation, so debug landscaping is gonna be a little bit easier than normal. Also, we have to be in debug anyway to get the fake car. Oh, what if I use this pretty little tree? It's not that big, and I don't really know where to put it, but it's just so beautiful. Maybe the back could have it. Oh, it could go right here in the back. It kind of hides the garage, but that's honestly like maybe a good thing. And then I was envisioning using a tree or two like this, unless that's ugly. I don't really know. I don't think it's bad. Is it bad? How about this one instead? Oh, that's better. Let's do that one, sorry. I got it figured out, it's fine. In this little front section, I kind of wanted it to be more uniform landscaping. It is unfortunately just a really awkward size because I keep trying different bushes and none of them really match what I want. You know what? I might be brave and actually raise this up on a platform just because I like how it looks from the front so much better this way. What are you doing? This is gonna sound silly, but just that slight little step up makes the world of a difference with the entire way the front looks. All right, I'm embarrassed to admit that I've tried about 5,000 things and I still don't know what I want for the landscaping. Okay, after an embarrassing amount of time spent trying to landscape, I have settled on this, which is actually quite simple, but it took me a lot of trial and error to get here. I really liked how the red flowers looked with the white walls and the brown wood, so I'm gonna keep it like this, and you aren't allowed to think it looks bad because it took me too long to figure out. And now we're gonna finally move on to the interior. So right now I'm thinking about putting built-ins around the fireplace like this, and then maybe I'll put a TV above it. It actually fits really well. It looks kind of like it was made that way on purpose. I wonder what it would be like if I painted all the walls white with this like wainscoting. I don't know, I kind of want to have some paneling, but maybe it'd be better just to have plain white, at least as a starting point, because I want to do something a little bit more interesting with the roof. So my first thought right now is to maybe try and do some sort of wooden, can you not rotate this? Oh, I can, sorry. My first thought is to try and do like a wood paneling, just a plain white panel across the top. Kind of like, to be honest, shiplap. Oh no, I can't size this down because of the platform. I wanted to use this rug, but the platform kind of, as you can see, makes things a little bit strange. The book nook kit is like actually perfect for this house. Everything about it is so beautiful. What do you think about this combination of furniture? Is it weird? Or is it cool? I like the idea of trying to incorporate some gold in here, like with the curtain rod and the light. I feel like because this is all just one room, I should probably have the same roof texture throughout all of it. I'm a little bit nervous about like adding too much different all in this small space. Is that too busy with a little stripy rug? Because the other rug is kind of stripy too. Maybe I should do plain. Oh, it's a little bit smaller also. Maybe it fits better. This is absolutely a fire hazard, but I put a little candle inside the bookshelf. I also put a desk over here in this corner with just a couple things on it. And then I think, I'm sorry, I'm using so many kits, but by the front door, I'm gonna put this little like mail thing. We could probably get some umbrellas. I'm a little nervous about the kitchen because I feel like I'm not really 100% sure what I want it to be like. I think I'll put the oven over here. And part of me wants to use this really fancy gold accent on this. I just don't really know what cabinets to pair with that. Is it too boring to just use the base game ones because they match? It really bugs me how there's a backsplash on it though and there isn't one on the stove. Well, it's even more boring to use the parenthood counters because I always use the parenthood counters, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It does not match with the gold, like at all. There's something about it that does not work. Maybe I should do it in plain white. That makes so much more sense. Oh, you know what? The Parenthood dishwasher matches that really well. So here's kind of what I'm thinking for the kitchen. I don't know if I should add too much more clutter than this just to make sure your Sims can actually cook in here. Oh my God, it deleted all my stuff on this little table. If it happened once, that means it's probably gonna happen again. So I might just leave that empty for now and then come back to it. To be honest with you, I don't trust this game. And I feel like I've got good reason with that. So I don't think you can blame me. I think I'm gonna use the same wood stuff in the hallway as I did in all of the other rooms. In the garage, what kind of ceiling should we do? Should there be like darker wood in the garage? Kind of to match the door? Would they have something fancy like that? Probably not. We can get a nicer like dark concrete. And then I was sort of picturing just something like this on the walls, like a stucco kind of vibe. I'm gonna make this room into a combination laundry room gym. We can also put stuff like the trash can and the decor box, all that sort of thing in here. I'm gonna assume that the Sims probably don't need to store their car in here for a couple reasons. Number one, there's no cars in the Sims 4, so they can't, even if they wanted to. But also, I think that they would prefer to use it more for storage, so I'll try and fill it up with things like that. I kind of wanted to put the bike in here, but I also want to have gym equipment, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to. We could probably have at least a treadmill. I'd like for the treadmill to be facing the window. Maybe I can't fit the bike. I wanted the bike. I don't think I can have the bike. Oh, I want a woodworking table. Dang it. This garage is too small. I really thought this garage was big, so this is kind of throwing me off a little. A couple posters might help. I think I like that for now. Now we have to do the bathroom, which I don't know how I want to go about because obviously it's the only bathroom in the house. So we're gonna need to make sure we have like a full shower tub combo just in case you have a dog or anything. I do love the gold accents on this. Maybe we could do, how about this? Wait, what if we used the growing together little tile and we could do sort of plain white tile on most of the walls, just this nice plain white herringbone. But then what if on the ceiling we painted it a bluish color to match this? We've been doing a lot of this wood paneling stuff everywhere. I don't know if it's weird to do it again in here, but imagine if there was like, oh, different color. But imagine if there was like, I don't know, some sort of matching paint on the ceiling. I think people would do that in real life. That's kind of cool. Of course, there's not really an exact match for the towel because that would just be too easy. There should be a similar color on this robe. It's a little brighter than I wanted it to be, but I think kind of like this. Do you think I should use this picture of Bella Goth in the bathroom? I don't know why. I just kind of want to. All right, this isn't too bad. It is weird. I feel like you can't really appreciate the full vibes unless you see the ceiling, but that's okay. That's the whole point of this house. And then upstairs, we've got 3 bedrooms to do. So the first one is that like pink and blue ceiling that we picked. I really actually want to use that. It kind of has like cloud vibes, so I want to use this cloud light. There's also a cloud rug, so we could probably try and use that too, and then maybe have a pink bed. This one's from Eco Lifestyle, and I think it's pretty cute how it has like the blanket that's visible, and that does tie everything together quite well. This is actually really fun for me because ceiling paint for kids' rooms isn't something that I had really considered until they added it. I'm not kidding when I say the main and honestly kind of only reason I wanted ceiling paint was for like log cabin type builds. So doing stuff like this has been a really fun and kind of unexpected addition for me. There's not enough space for a desk, so I'm gonna do a fake one. This is like a console table, and I'm putting a chair underneath it. There's not enough room for a desk, so I'm gonna do a fake one. This is a little console table, and I'm putting a little chair pushed underneath it so we can pretend that your Sims can use the desk. Obviously, again, it is fake, so they cannot use it, but a girl can dream. We also have these adorable little cloud decals, so I think I might use those in a couple places. And then when you're actually in the room, it's a little bit bright, but you can see what we're going for. And this wallpaper fits with the ceiling so well. I really, really like this room. This is one of my more favorite kids' room color schemes I've done before. I kind of want to do it again in a bigger room so I can really embrace it. But then this next room, this one, I picked that like constellation vibe on the ceiling. We do have this really cool light that we can use. And then this swatch of this little base game bed kind of has space vibes too. It has like a moon on the pillow. I think I'd like to do a navy blue on all the walls. Does that, it's kind of like the wrong shade of blue. Should it be black or is that too much? Oh, I don't really know what to pair with this. I guess you could just do white, but I don't know. I'm gonna come back to that. I think I'll give this kid a real desk that we can put in the corner over here like this. This dresser fits perfectly in that little nook. And we have this little rocket ship lamp that I can put on the bedside table. I think that's perfect. There's also a whole bunch of posters that kind of have space vibes. There's like this rocket ship one, there's an alien one. This one from high school years doesn't really have space vibes, but it does sort of match the room. Probably the best out of any of these other ones that we're thinking about using. Oh, you know what? That will probably match the room really well. Like that poster with the ceiling, those are basically identical. Maybe this kid could have a bookshelf. Ooh, that's a little bit tight. I can stick that in the corner there. How about these amazing star lights? And then is there a different wallpaper that maybe matches a tiny bit better? I need like a blue toned purple. It's possible that we could try and do a mix. Oh, this one might work. No, it looks terrible with the bed though, is the problem. I think I might stick to something plain just because I really want it to match the ceiling. Like obviously the ceiling is the main goal here. Hold on, change of plans. Let's do a little science table instead. I think that is absolutely perfect. And then it's better for skill building. So this is what the room looks like when it's totally finished. And I actually kind of love that as well. I wish that you could see the ceiling more easily because that's amazing. I don't really care about the hallway, so I just kind of put some stuff in there. More importantly, I want to do the primary bedroom. Obviously, this room is a little bit tight as well, so we aren't going to be able to put that much in here. I have this vision in my head of matching the ceiling to the wallpaper exactly. I've kind of been struggling with doing that in the other rooms, but you see that a lot in real life where like they carry the wall paint up to the ceiling. This bed might be a good candidate for that. If I could try and find like a green color. The problem is the ceilings are strange. Like the best I could do is maybe this green carpet. And I don't really want carpet on the ceiling. Maybe it's like popcorn ceilings. Oh, I didn't even think about that. This carpet, if it was white, could totally pass as popcorn ceilings. That's a fun idea for building a house like that. Okay, keep that in mind. Save that one for the future. That's a lot. It does match. Like that kind of is the exact color of the blanket. I'm just not entirely sure that this is really what I'm going for. Oh no. It looks so good in real life. In The Sims, I'm not sure if we can really execute it properly. The base game did just recently get some absolutely lovely like sage green sort of swatches that we did not have before. I don't know how that's gonna look together. I think sometimes the bold ceiling like that looks better when there's plain white walls. Unfortunately, this is The Sims, so we don't have all the options that I desire. All right, this room turned out way better than I thought it would. It's obviously quite small, but it's functional. I love the color scheme. I'm not sure about the ceiling. Maybe I should pick something different. We could do wood. How does it look with wood? It's kind of strange. Maybe I like it. Maybe the inside of the house is done. Oh, no, it's not. Fix that. Okay, maybe the inside of the house is done. Aside from, hold on. There's actually more places that I'm missing things than I thought. I still have to fix that incident from before where my stuff got deleted. Now the inside is done, and that just leaves us with the entire... Now the inside is done, and all we have left to do is figure out the patio space. I think I want to do a pool, but we just don't really have space for a huge one. I think just a plain black table, maybe a grill. I want to have a lounge chair. I just, I think the backyard is quite small for that. That seems to be the theme here with this house. Just, everything is too small for what I want. Oh my goodness, those little red flowers look so cute. And then maybe, I guess we've got a couple kids, so it wouldn't hurt to have some playground equipment, like a swing set or something. It's just so big, it barely fits. You know, perhaps instead of swings, we just get a couple planter boxes. Simple little garden that we can work with. Oh, I should probably also make this open so you can actually get out of the backyard. But I think that the whole house might be finished. I built this entire, oh wait, last thing, I kind of want to get a couple little rocking chairs on the front porch. And I think with that, the entire house might be finished. Obviously it's not huge, it's not too fancy, but I really love the bedrooms. And I had fun kind of experimenting with the ceiling paint. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll give you a quick tour. You walk into the house on this little entryway right here, and then it's all one room, kitchen, living, dining's all combined. We've got these cute built-ins around the living room, dining table in the center, kitchen kind of here in the corner. Off to the side, we have a little hallway before the bathroom and the garage. Upstairs, very small hallway. We have that cloud bedroom, the space bedroom. A lot of sky theme happening here. Almost kind of fitting for the fact that it's a ceiling themed build. And then I guess just like a green bedroom in this one. Backyard has some simple stuff as well. And that is the entire place. So I'm gonna put it on the gallery. It's on a 30 by 20 lot, so you could place this pretty much anywhere, but I built it on Anchor Point Abode in the Growing Together world. I don't know what to call this. Something like house with garage. How about that? There. Me and my fake garage and my fake car are officially almost, wait for it. Oh, come on, don't crash. If you crash, I'll cry. I hate this game. Okay. Officially on the gallery. Me and my house are officially on the gallery, and I'm gonna end this video right here. Thank you for watching, and I think I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. Oh, I wish that we had real garages. I'm sick of making fake garages.